Good afternoon and welcome to the PPT for Karen's Johnson's Woodcock-Johnson evaluation results. We're going to start off with introductions. First, we have our administrator, Ms. Lauren Hill, and then we have our general ed teacher, Mr. Christopher Brown. We have myself, who is her special education teacher, and my name is Shonelle Martell. And we have our school psychologist, Oprah Winfrey, as well as her parents, Brittany Asbury and Andrew Johnson. As I have stated before, the purpose of this PPT is to review the initial evaluation and determine if she is eligible for special education services. Before I get started with our agenda, we're gonna have to just go over our procedural safeguards. The procedural safeguards explain student and parent rights under IDEA or IDEA and identify dispute resolution options, including the right to voluntarily engage in mediation. Now, as I stated previously, the purpose of today's PPT is to discuss the results of Karen's Woodcock-Johnson IV. Now, the Woodcock-Johnson is a comprehensive assessment designed to evaluate cognitive abilities and academic achievement. The test measures a wide range of cognitive skills, including processing speed, working memory, and reasoning. It compares the test taker to individuals matching the same age or grade level. While this assessment is useful in assisting in diagnosing potential learning disabilities, giftedness, and other cognitive-related issues, it is never the sole tool used to determine a student's eligibility for specialized services. This test does not provide you with an accurate description of your child's academic skills, as it was not designed to do so. The WJ is meant to be a broad measure of ability. So if you have any questions specific to her narrow skills in those subject areas, you would need to request the district's curriculum standards, or you could talk with her general education teacher, Mr. Brown, who would be more than welcome or happy to explain how her skills match up with her WJ scores. Now let's discuss Karen's reading level scores. So in the area of broad reading, she scored a standard score of 45, which is exceptionally low for students in her age range or grade level. And she also took a letter word identification test where she scored a 70, which is well below average for students of her age level and grade range. She also did passage comprehension, and she scored an 83, which is just below average for students around her age. And she did a sentence reading fluency section as well. And she scored a standard score of 40, which is exceptionally low for students her age range and grade level. Then we're gonna go over her math levels. In the area of broad math, she received a standard score of 50, which is well below average for a student of her age and grade level. She also took applied math problems, or applied problems section or subtest, and in that subtest, she received a standard score of 45, which is exceptionally low for a student of her age and grade level. She also did calculation, where she received a standard score of 64, which is well below average for a student of her age. And she did math fact fluencies, which she received a standard score of 80, which is below average for her age and grade range. Finally, we will discuss Karen's current written language levels. In the area of broad language, she scored a standard score of 93, which is average for a student of her age and grade level. In the area of spelling, she scored a 91, which is also average for a student of her age and grade level. For writing samples, she scored a standard score of 101, which is average for a student of her age and grade level. And for sentence writing fluency, she scored a 92, which is an average score for her student, a student her age and grade level. Now let's go through her strengths. Karen has very strong written language skills. She demonstrated an age and grade appropriate understanding of language concepts and can effectively communicate her ideas in writing. Her ability to organize her thoughts based on a provided image and express them clearly allows her to convey her messages well. And with consistent instruction, she can further build her writing skills and increase her confidence in writing. We're going to go over some areas of concerns and challenges that we recognize from the scores. As we can see, Karen is currently facing challenges in her reading skills. This has resulted in her having difficulties comprehending grade level text, which directly affects her ability to engage and respond to reading assignments. Karen often struggles to understand vocabulary in context and make inferences from text. This directly impacts her performance in reading-related subjects. Karen is also currently facing challenges in her mathematics skills. Her Woodcock-Johnson results have shown that she struggles to solve problems containing time, three-digit addition, subtraction with regrouping, money, division, and multiplication. She also has significant weakness in her calculation skills. While she can perform simple computations, she lacks math fact fluency skills, which are fundamental to solving higher level math, and that is gradually being introduced to her this school year. This could result from a weak foundation in math, a weakness in short-term memory, or difficulty in maintaining attention. Karen's struggles with reading fluency and comprehension can hinder her ability to grasp concepts in various subjects, particularly in language arts, social studies, and science, where reading is essential for learning. This could result in lower grades and test scores. Seeing as though reading and writing are interconnected, Karen's struggle to read fluent text could begin to affect her writing skills. With her spending so much time attempting to make meaning of the text she has read, it can become very frustrating for her, which in turn could cause her to not be as meaningful with her writing because of how much effort she's putting into trying to comprehend what she has read. Karen may experience feelings of embarrassment or anxiety when having to participate in reading activities, which can contribute to social withdrawal or negative attitudes towards school. Additionally, Karen's difficulties in math concepts can have significant academic implications for her. These challenges will affect foundational math skills, hinder her advancement to higher level math courses, and can contribute to decreased confidence and motivation, leading to disengagement in any math related subjects. So that means like she would be disengaged with science as well, because science and math are heavily interconnected. If Karen continues to perform poorly in these areas, it can result in lower grades and struggles with standardized tests, as well as interdisciplinary subjects like science and social studies, where math is heavily intertwined. Karen's difficulties in math can limit both critical thinking and problem-solving skills that affect her social interactions. These challenges can also have a long-term consequence for her educational and career opportunities. So I would like to just go over some recommendations I would have for supplement, or like for, these are recommendations I have to help support Karen in building these skills that she has shown that she has lagging skills. For Karen's weakness in reading, I recommend an oral reading fluency curriculum-based measure. I have chosen a passage reading fluency test from the Easy CBM website. This style of oral reading fluency assessment will measure how many words she can read correctly throughout a passage in 1 minute, further assessing her fluency skills. During the Woodcock-Johnson, as I mentioned earlier, Karen scored a 40, which is in the exceptionally low range for reading fluency. Monitoring Karen's progression in reading fluency is important because improving these skills will help her ability to make meaning of text as she reads, and it will also help expand her writing skills, because the less time that she spends trying to understand what she's reading, the more time she can spend making meaning of what she has read, and therefore expanding on what she can write about what she read, or how she can write about what she's read. For Karen's weaknesses in math, I recommend the basic math, numbers, operations, and geometry curriculum-based measures found on EasyCBM. This progress monitoring tool measures Karen's ability to accurately work through calculations to solve various equations. During the Woodcock-Johnson, she struggled with the calculation section, receiving a standard score of 64, which placed her in the well below average range when compared to her same age peers. Karen especially struggled with problems that required regrouping or multiple steps. Karen's inability to successfully regroup while solving equations will hinder her from being able to learn and retain more math concepts as she matriculates through her schooling. I would want to perform this assessment bi-weekly, as her overall math scores were of great concern. Do you guys have any questions or comments regarding anything I've suggested or anything we've discussed? Oh, okay. So the question is asked that will she be removed from her general ed classes? Karen will receive small group support if you guys agree with our suggestions in the general ed setting, where she will be placed with 50% non-disabled peers and 50% disabled peers who will also be receiving the same supplemental services. So she would still be in her regular ed classrooms. She would just receive support, be it push-in or pull-out services to supplement her reading comprehension as well as math support skills. Okay? Any other questions? Well, all right. I'm going to pass it over to Ms. Winfrey, our school psychologist, to review her report. And thank you guys for coming and listening to my portion of the report.